Yeah, I think we're going live right now. That works out pretty good for me. So, should be a little wee bit of time delay that we can see coming up. Now, just in case I am live, I want everybody to know that you'll have my undivided attention rather in the next couple of minutes. You still have time to go for a coffee or a nature break or anything like that because trying to find out if we are actually really live or not. Anyway, I think that we are live. Okay. So let's assume that we are live, and I'm doing some systems check stuff here just to make sure. Yeah, I think we are live. Okay. So my apologies for that, everybody. We are apparently live, and that's okay. That's okay. I'm doing some systems check stuff. Last couple of episodes that I did, they were very, very rough and they were just beta tested type things. And I was doing systems checks for about 10 minutes, but I'm going to forego that right now and I'm going to get right into the nitty gritty. And I want to welcome everybody for dropping by today. My name is Terry. I am the host here at Metyll. I am the owner and proprietor of Metal Music Talk Show here on YouTube. What I'm trying to do is I want to open up my own magazine, my own publication. There's nothing wrong with that. I love metal music, so why not go ahead and do that? So first thing I want to do is I want to thank all 60 of my subscribers who are on board right now. 60 subscribers. I didn't think that that would actually be possible. And yet, here I am with 60 subscribers. My subscribers are not just simple subscribers, they are believers and they are absolutely welcome to this channel. And I am so glad to have you here with me. So I am honored to have all of you aboard. Okay, let's move right ahead here. Okay, I'm going to change something up here a little wee bit. So my time frame is basically I'm going to go till maybe I guess about 2 o'clock unless I start to actually get some activity on here. And it's still more like a bring a friend to work thing than an organized talk show at this particular point, and that's okay. So again, grab yourself a coffee. Comments are open. Okay, I would really like to hear from you guys in regards to comments and so on and so forth. And we are going to, I'll try to be a good host. Okay, so cheers, everybody. Let's move ahead here and go to another slide. So, a quick question while we are working our way through certain areas of this new video here. What has everybody been mainly listening to this week? I'd like to know what kind of metal have you been rocking onto? What's been, what's new and what has been your favorites? And if you happen to have album names or a name, let me know. Drop that in there in the comments section. That would be totally awesome if you would do so. So, and also too, you guys are my guest hosts. So if you happen to have any requests or anything like that, if you have any questions for me, do let me know. I would love to help you answer them if I can. Okay, so this week on the show, I am going to go through some of the things that I've been doing this morning, some of the stuff that I do every week, to create these shows. And one of the things that I do is I'm going to flip over to the other side here to my Google area. And here we go. So this morning, I went on to Apple Music and I create what I call my doom scrolls. And all I do there is I create a list of all of the new releases that have come out. Usually, I think that the list comes out on a Friday night, but I only, because I'm busy working, I am a day job guy. What I do is I do all of this on Sunday morning, basically. And right after this show, I'm going to post this, clip this, and post this up on Facebook for you so you guys can check it out. And we're going to go through this one by one. There was 20 new releases for this week here, leading from March 31st till April the 7th. And we have here, just rifling through them very quickly, Out of Vision, Deceiving Lights, Fulcrum, Embers, It Follows, Noir, Burn Down Eden, Dismal, the EP, The Monolith, Death Cult, The Demon Who Makes Trophies of Men, Horndal, Head Hammer Man, Witch Vomit. That should be interesting. I've never heard of them before. Funeral Sanctum. That's going to be some kind of black metal, I'm thinking. Locrian, End Terrain, Attic, Return of the Witchfinder, Austere, Beneath the Threshold. That's the deluxe edition. Acid Mammoth, brand new to me. Supersonic Mega Fuana Collision. Temperance, Hermitage, Daruma's Eyes, Part 2. Hour of Penance, Devotion. Oh, here we go. Here's a familiar name that everyone seems to love and or hate. Five Finger Death Punch has come out with a brand new album. Afterlife Deluxe. Iron Monkey, Spleen and Goad. Saltatio Mortis. Some of these bands from Europe, I'm telling you. Schwarzer Strand, single. And this one here, okay, bear with me. Korpiklani, Ranka Rumpu. Okay. Era, Cure. Ingested, The Tide of Death, and Fractured Dreams. Alpha Wolf, Half Living Thing. So that's 20 in total. That's not too bad. It means I have a fairly good pick. What I try to do is my goal is to do 14 reviews, 2 a day, during the course of the week and everything. I have not been able to do it in the last couple of weeks. We've had a tragedy in the family. We've had so much different running around things to do and errands and so on and so forth. I just didn't have time. I've been doing about one a day, which isn't too bad. However, I feel like I'm behind, admittedly. Okay. And so, yeah, it's been a little bit tough. That was this week in the studio here. By the numbers, I'm going to be very frank with you. I collected about 80%, maybe even 85% of everything that I reviewed. It tells me that there is a huge amount of creativity in the realm of metal music. Okay, the huge amount. It doesn't seem to end. All of these kids, they are coming out with absolutely amazing music. So I'm going to move right ahead here and see what's next. So my next question to everybody who's out there watching, okay, what have you seen live lately? Who have you been out to see at the nightclubs or, at larger shows and so on and so forth? Make me jealous, okay? I have not admittedly been to a live show, ooh, I think since about 2011, to be very frank with you. It's been quite a while. I've been to see probably over 200 concerts in my lifetime. My heyday was the 80s and 90s, and quite frankly, my hearing is worse for wear because of that. I did a lot of stuff without earplugs, put it that way. And yeah, it was quite the experience back in the day. So let's move ahead here. I wanted to talk with everyone here a little wee bit about ghost albums. It's a term that I made up, and it's a very unfortunate thing that seems to be happening when I go into new releases or coming soon releases in Apple Music. I'm finding that some of the albums they get posted and then they get pulled, and I'm not sure what's happening with that. I'm not sure if the music handlers are pulling it or something is glitching out. But and it's working in the opposite too. I'm actually seeing, for example, I tracked a brand new release today that came out on, I think it was March the 14th, and it wound up showing up this week. Okay, so it fell short behind, but these bands that I'm talking about right now specifically are these four bands. Okay, we have Parcel Tongue, we have Peru's Infection, straight out of Peru here. This is some really good metal. This band here with the red and black album, this is Prisoner. This album showed up for one day and I took a screenshot of it. And if I hadn't taken a screenshot of it, it would have disappeared out of my life and out of range, out of reviews forever, because I would never have been able to find them. And this one here, Hex VHS, a young gentleman named Peter, he approached me not long ago on Instagram, and I offered to review his single here, Black Death Energy, but this was nowhere to be found in Apple Music. Okay, so if any one of these four bands are actually watching a little wee bit of this and you're watching this particular segment, or if you get to watch it during the week or something, because I will repost all of this, your music is, and other people too, your new releases or your when you post them up and coming soon, they seem to be disappearing. And I don't know if that is your fault or the fault of your handlers or anything like that. And it would be it's a real pity actually, because you guys work very, very hard for these albums, for your new releases and everything like that, and the world is tough enough as it is, without having to go through any of this stuff. I'm going to see what I can do here about opening up the comments section. No comments at this particular point. I don't know who might be out there. I do have to take a moment here to take a look at what is going on, because I really, really want to see my live. Okay, that is not a bad thing. I was kind of hoping that nobody was watching right now anyway. That's okay. That's okay. I don't mind that at all. All right, then we can roll on ahead. At least now I can see what's going on. This is going to be another rough show, but yeah, getting back to these four cases right here. What's happening is your music it gets posted at least for a short time, then it disappears. That's all I know. And I do have some rather good news too. This morning, it wound up to be where I got another email. I guess another young band. I think they're from Dallas, Texas. They want to get a review done too. And I will be glad to oblige that in a few days. That wouldn't be a problem. The one thing, if you are a band, is if you're going to ask me to review a single, it's very tough for me to do a 7 or an 8 minute review on a 3 minute single. So I'm going to wind up having to dig around and dig up some of your other stuff to review as well. Maybe an EP or something. That's what I did here with Hex VHS. I dug out their or his EP and I put them together so I could review the single and the EP together, and they were both fabulous. They were really, really good. Kudos and hats off to Hex VHS there. All of these bands, tremendous, tremendous bodies of work. And they were very grateful. They were very thankful too. So that's nice. They were polite to the old guy here for trying his best. And that's okay. We like that. Okay. So let's move right along here. I am going to take you guys into my Apple ecosystem. We're going to try and have some fun here for the next little while. So I want to talk about all of this new stuff coming soon. And here I see, I already did a pre-count, okay, before the show here. There are 115 here in this category. I can go all the way down through them. 115 coming soons, okay, all the way from next week until the end of May, I believe it is. That is a lot of new releases coming out. There is no shortage of creativity in metal music. I, as a fan, am absolutely grateful 1000% to anyone who has picked up a guitar, learn how to play drums, the bass, who's learned how to growl, how to sing, how to do anything to do with metal music and music. Okay, all the way through. I do like other stuff as well. It just happens to be probably about 80 or 85% of what I actually listen to is metal music these days. So I just enjoy it so much. I really am a moving forward type of person. And I really hope that you guys are too. Yeah, I think that, well, I mean, time only moves in one direction, right? It only moves forward. So, all right, let's play around in some apples. So, I wonder if we should start at the top or at the bottom. Maybe we should start at the top because some of this stuff is coming out. Let's see at the bottom here for the fun of it. When is this coming out? May the 3rd. Okay. Unearthly Rights. They do have a single out. Okay. I don't know how to pronounce that. But I did hear it though. It was pretty wild. And for those of you who are wondering, why do I not react to music? Why do I not edit my videos? Why do I not play music during them? It seems to be that YouTube has become so strict with the rules, okay, regarding fair usage, the use of artificial intelligence. Okay, apparently they can't make the laws up fast enough, okay, to patch up all of the things that all of the damage or all of the good stuff that artificial intelligence is doing. It seems to be breaking or breaking a lot of boundaries and stuff like that. So I am playing it totally safe with YouTube, okay, so I don't wind up getting banned. Imagine, for example, if you are a creator and you have, I mean, you're approaching 1 million followers. It took you maybe years to do it. I don't know. Could have taken you months or years, or we don't know. Some people, it takes a lot of hard work to get that way. to get to a million, and some people they get it in a couple of months. Okay. But imagine you do all of that and then suddenly you violate one thing and YouTube shuts you down. What would you do, right? You lose all of your income, you lose your audience, you lose a lot of stuff. You lose your livelihood in general. So we don't want that. That's not where we're going. So for example, I play it safe. All you get is boring old me. Okay. I don't play music in the background. I won't risk it. As a matter of fact, during my first show 2 weeks ago, they nailed me for a clip that was in the background. I guess I had about a 30 or 40-second pause there. I was looking around for something online and they can hear the little wee bit of music that I was playing in the background. And I got red flagged for it. So that was my lesson learned right there and then. So I'm sitting right now in a silent studio in my room and I'm not violating anything. Okay. And there's not going to be any artificial intelligence stuff happening as far as I know, because yeah, they just recently added three more rules to the whole rigmarole of things that you have to do to post one video now. Okay. And you can only imagine that more of them are coming. I think that YouTube probably makes hundreds of changes every day, little wee minor tweaks, and then they come out with monthly updates, and then they come out with, quarterly updates, massive ones. And yeah, it just seems like everything moves forward in that fashion. So they're always, always checking for things like that. And I don't want to violate anything. Okay, so that is Unearthly Rights that we are looking at. That is coming out May the 3rd. Yeah, okay. Here we go. All right, let's try this one. Kawir. 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 And when is this one coming out? This is actually coming out April the 19th. They have a couple of singles here. And if I try to pronounce them, you'll laugh. You're laughing anyway, but that's okay. They are in the death metal, black metal category, pre-release, April 19th. You'll see them up for grabs within about the next 2 weeks. I don't know what they sound like. I don't know if I'm going to review them or not. I am not able to review everything. I try to be selective. One of the things that people may or may not see when I do my reviews is, first thing off, if the recording is bad, it's out. I don't want to do a review of a bad recording or anything like that. I try to keep my reviews very positive. Okay. There's no actual use in wasting my time on a really shoddy recording. Some of them are good and a little wee bit on the crackly side, and I use them. It's not a problem or anything like that, but yeah, for the most part, I look for the cleanest recordings to review. Speaking of Full Metal, I have my Winnie the Pooh cup here. What kind of cup are you having right now? What does your cup look like? I am actually a coffee cup nut. So, all right. So let's move along here. We're going to keep going. I think what we're going to do is we're going to wind up doing maybe about 10 or 15 of these or something like that. Depends on how much fun I'm having. Okay, next up here, fourth from the bottom, is Soul Line Reflections. And that one is coming up May 17th. We still have a ways to go for that one, about a month and a half. They have a couple of singles out here at this particular point. They are categorized under the death metal, black metal category. Looks good. Solid album artwork here. I really like this. Okay. I'm liking the simple names. Say goodbye and look at the stars. Right. May 17th, Soul Line. All right. Here's another one here. If there's any fans out there of some of these bands who I'm rowing through right now, drop me a line in the comment too. I wouldn't mind chatting with you about that. I sure don't mind a bit. Okay. Yeah, and this next band right here, April 19th, coming in 2 weeks from now, we have Metyll, and the universe keeps silent under the death metal, black metal area, okay, under that genre. Now, just so you know, Apple doesn't seem to have every genre that there is. They don't do deathcore, they don't do metalcore, they don't do um there's quite a few things that they don't do. What they do is metal or this death metal, black metal type thing. And that's approximately where they keep that. I thought I saw there one other category one other time, but that's about it. It's either metal or death metal, black metal. That'll be your choices. Then you go into rock or hard rock or alternative or something like that. Which is the other thing that really kind of irks me about some of these streaming services. But I don't think that it's the streaming services fault. I think it's from the handlers who, when you guys hire somebody like DistroKid, for example, I think that it's up to them, the distributors of this music, to actually pick a proper category or to communicate with you about choosing a proper category. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, they don't. There's no deathcore, no metalcore. There's no industrial. I don't think I've never seen an industrial one. I've never seen one called new metal, NU metal, or anything like that. Groove metal, grind, nothing to do with grindcore or anything like that. So anyway, they have two pre-releases there, and they are really long songs. So this, well, no, not really. Well, so far it's 13 minutes, but you can imagine it's going to be more fuller album. These are all going to, there's going to be five basically very long songs here from May Air. That's coming soon. All right, who do we have next here? Coming up in 2 weeks from now, April the 19th, we have Balance of Power, fresh from the abyss. See, this one here, hard rock, and it's deceptive because this could be metalcore. So I have to go through them one by one, despite what what the heading says. It's going to be tough to say. I will check this out a little wee bit later. Then we have Bat, Under the Crooked Claw. Looks like 13 songs. Oh, Under Nuclear Blast. You know it's going to be pretty heavy stuff. It's under the category of metal. Pre-release May 17th. So we have a ways to go. We have like a month and a half here to see Bat, Under the Crooked Claw here. And it looks like it's going to be quite a substantial album here with 13 tracks on it. So, yeah, pretty good stuff. Pestilence, Levels of Perception. This is a re-recording. I heard Pestilence once before. It's been a while. And anyway, this is 3 weeks from now on April the 26th under the death metal, black metal heading, Pestilence. We shall see what that sounds like. Actually, at the conclusion of the show, I'm going to go through some of these at the bottom and I'm going to check out their singles or their double releases here. Now, who else do we have here? You can almost tell by the titles. If it says rock pre-release, okay, Cavus or Cavus Torabi, The Banishing. And You can almost tell if it will be rock by the names of the songs. To me, anyway. I could be completely wrong and everything. Anyway, this one here is coming out May 3rd. This is in a month from now. I guess we will check that out. But it's under rock, so I wonder if it will actually be rock or if it will be some type of a hardcore metal or a punk or something like that. It's really tough to say. Get your categories straight. Get them straight. Okay, here we go. Riot 5, Mean Streets. Never heard of them. Pre-release April 12th. They're coming out in the middle of next week. That's an odd day for a release like that. Usually they release these things on Fridays, most of them anyway, but I've seen them earlier. Doesn't really matter. Hey, we're looking at 12 songs. So it looks like a healthy album. I don't know what it's going to be about though. I've never heard Riot 5 before. I guess we're going to check that one out as well. Now here's one. This has to be European. Vera Culpa. And the album is Tuo Mio. Tuo Mio? Not sure. April 19th, 12 songs. A couple of pre-release tracks right here. I am not going to attempt to pronounce that or anything. Anyway, it's under the category of metal. Album cover looks pretty worthwhile. Now here's another one. Malignancy. Discontinued. I was looking at that before too. I wonder if that one's going to be pretty good. I will sample that one a little wee bit later. Oh, but look at this. They're not coming out until June the 14th. You bad people. Bad people. Bad Malignancy. We want this sooner. Anyway, the album is discontinued. Looks like 9 tracks. Some interesting looking titles there. June 14th, really? Looks so good. Okay, here we go. Now here's another one. May 10th, Metyll. Band called Take Offense, and the album is called Totality, spelled differently. Oh, and what do we have here? 14 tracks. 14 tracks, May 10th, Take Offense, Totality, under the metal category. Looks good. They have a couple of singles out here for release right now, so that should be pretty good. The Melvins. Wow. First time I heard it, the Melvins was back in the 90s. They've been around for a little while. Not really a metal band, unless they've switched around. I have not heard them since the 90s, to be very frank with you. Maybe they switched over. A lot of these bands, they think forward with their music. Under the hard rock category, we have Melvins, Tarantula Heart, April 19th, coming in 2 weeks from now. We shall see what that's all about. There's a couple of singles available for you here too as well. So 5 songs. I mean, I wonder if this is going to be an EP but the tracks are really long though. Guess we're going to find out. Oh, here we go. May 3rd. This is about a month from now. Band is called Ghost on Mars, Metyll. If you're a fan of Ghost on Mars, hey, drop me a line in the comments section. Let me know what you think of them. I've never heard of them. In case you're wondering why I haven't heard of most of these bands, is because there are 81 or 82,000 of them worldwide. They're active. Active meaning they have one or more releases out. Could be a single, an EP, or a full album, or something like that. And that's a lot of bands. I probably know 500, 500 and maybe 600 at the absolute most, Lamb of God and all of that stuff. But I don't know everything, you know. Isn't streaming services just absolutely beautiful in the way that, I'm sorry, but I mean, you can just crack your phone open at the dinner table and go shopping for records. You can't beat that. I used to have to commute 35 minutes into the city to go and check out a record store. Now everything is just there right in front of you. I swear to God that the sole purpose for having a smartphone is two things: banking, my banking app, and my music app. Both of them together, they just save me so much like time and money. I can listen to so much more metal music now than I could have back in the 80s just by going to stores and buying LPs the old fashioned way, burning gas, all of that stuff. Well, here it is right in front of me every day. Millions of songs. So, yeah, I really like my streaming services. Now, the other question that I might answer, even if nobody is watching, is why Apple Music? Well, frankly, Apple Music pays a penny per play. That doesn't sound very good, but Spotify, at any given time online, it says that they pay between zero point 0.3, okay, 30% of a penny to 40% of a penny, depending on who the band is. And so, like that to me, it's like, it's almost like Apple pays something like 2.5 times more per play than Spotify does. So, if I'm going to support my artists in one way, I'm going to do it with Apple Music. I don't mind paying a little wee bit. And I don't care if Spotify is free or anything like that. Although I would really like to, when I get some extra funds and stuff like that, to get into Spotify, because I understand that they have some really good data sets and analytics and stuff like that. I like to be able to track, how bands are doing. And although it might be available on Apple, I've seen how it works on Spotify. So their getup is not that bad. So okay, so let's get back to it here. Ghosts on Mars, Out of Time and Space. It's coming out soon. How many have we done so far? 7, 11, 15. Maybe we'll go to a couple more here. Okay, here we go. April 12th. Oh, this is coming soon. This is probably this Friday-ish or something like that. What's the date today? The 7th? Yeah, this is coming this Friday. Death metal, black metal, sarcasm. Morning Ghoul. Again, never heard of them, but that's okay. I'm about to. I want some sarcasm. I want to listen to some sarcasm. Yeah, coming this week. So cool. I like that. Yeah, and please don't get lost on me. Don't get lost. Don't get lost. Okay. Now, what is this one? April 26th. This is 3 weeks from now. Death metal, black metal. I don't know how to pronounce this. Amiensis? Something like that. Amiensis. Okay. Reclamation, anyway, is the album. I like this Starry Night look. I like the gold lettering. That's pretty attractive stuff. Anyway, they have a couple of singles. So I'm going to have to check that out in the next day or two. That should be pretty cool. Okay. Couple more here. We're almost at 20. I know I went a little far, but I'm having fun. So Oh, look at the font. Swamp Beast. Okay, look at that font. It just looks like pure static. Death metal, black metal. Really nice artwork. Offering of Chaos. Wow, that's far away. May 31st. We want Swamp Beast now. Anyway, they have a single, Valley of Defilement, for any of you who want to try that one out. If you're following along, maybe open up your Spotify or your Apple Music or whatever it is that you're using and check out some of these up and coming singles. I mean, rather albums that are not quite here yet. What do we have here? Insanity Alert. Bohemian Thrashity. Oh, God. For real? Okay. Anyway, it's an EP, Metyll, pre release May 17th, coming in about a month and a half from now. Obviously, some type of a parody on Queen. If anyone out there is into some of these parody bands, let me know. Like Deathlock, because they're all cartoons, or the other one, Austrian Death Machine. It's all about Arnold Schwarzenegger. The music's really good. Austrian Death Machine, I like them. So yeah, Insanity Alert, Bohemian Thrashity. Wow. Okay. One last one here before we move on and go to another category and taste that stuff. Vredehammer. Okay, that's got to be some type of Icelandic band or Norwegian band. I'm thinking, I could be wrong. God, they could be from Alabama. I'll have to check that out too. Godslayer, death metal, black metal, coming May 24th. That's too late, guys. We want it now. Anyway, they have 3 full length tracks on there to tide us over, I guess, until the whole album comes out. So, and that's it. That's only 20 out of 115. I suppose we could go on all day, but you know, that's okay. I'm really enjoying talking metal with everybody out there right now. Even if you're not out there, that's completely fine. I am amusing myself. Okay, so let's go all the way up here. Never did show. If you are not a subscriber to any of these, okay, when you go into, it's very, very unfortunate, okay, when you go into the browse category that's up here where my mouse cursor is, it starts you off at the top. There's a huge, huge homepage, okay, and it's all about today's hits and pop and all of that stuff, okay. So when you touch browse here, you go into, I'll show you what you have to go through, okay, to get to Metyll. And it's kind of sad. And I imagine it's the same way even with Spotify too. They do not make metal readily accessible. Apparently, the metal genre, depending on where you look online, it varies between ninth and 10th most popular in the world. However, Spotify, I did see some articles saying that it seems that metal fans are the most devoted. So we're number one in that respect. We're not just fans, we're warriors and defenders and wizards. And yeah, we're a lot more than just fans. So it starts off up here. Then you have to go through all of this stuff right down here. Okay. And you make your way down to the bottom until you reach browse by genre. Oh, look at this. Very nice. Okay. Then once you do that, it does go alphabetically. And it goes all the way down. You see the hard rock category, H, hip hop, indie, live music, Latin, kids, blah, 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 whatever. 300 genres later, and here you have metal. Well, that's the good stuff. That's where we want to go, right? We just want metal music. So, anyway, they highlight brand new albums here like Alpha Wolf playlists right here. Then they go into hot tracks. Then we have new releases, and I want to take you through some of these new releases right now. We're going to see if we can do some type of, even if you're not there, I can feel you. It's okay. It's not a problem. I need to place this out of the way because I don't like you there. There we go. This stupid little window on Ecamm, it's bugging me. How are we doing for time here, by the way? Oh my God. Almost 47 minutes. I gotta hurry up. It's not good. I still want to go through some of this new release material with you guys. Okay. So if there were actual people, okay, up there in the chat section and stuff like that, helping me out with some of this stuff, you guys would actually see all of these new releases. And I got to dig into where did, okay, there we go. Okay, the first one that came out now, this was Friday, but again, I do my stuff on Sundays when I have the time. Oh, and by the way, I just did a review about, I released it about 45 minutes before I came online today. Carrion Vale. Okay, that's right here. I just reviewed that. There's a short, I don't know, 7.5 minute video or something like that on that. If you want to check that out, that's okay. Okay, where am I going here? Where is Out of Vision? Because that's where it really all starts. Coffin's range. Okay, here we go. So Out of Vision, let's have an in-depth look here. Just released this week. Out of Vision, Deceiving Lights, Metyll, 2024. Released April 4th. 10 tracks, 41 minutes. If you happen to know anything about this band and think that they are deserving of me to go ahead and do a review, let me know in the comments section a little wee bit later. I'll even check if you're watching the replay of this, okay, and you say, hey, yeah, I saw Out of Vision and you should really review them because they're amazing or whatever. I'll respond, okay? I promise I'll look through the comments section and I will try to do requests the best way I can. And if not, that's okay. That's not a problem. So that's Out of Vision. The next one that just came out this week, Fulcrum Embers, under death metal, black metal. Released April 5th. 12 songs, 51 big minutes here. Depending on what they sound like, I could be targeting Fulcrum. Slated for a review, okay? And again, if you know anything about them, if you're a fan of Fulcrum, let me know in the comments. Okay. I'll place this one here in the queue to be reviewed this week. Sometimes if I, if things don't work out or whatever, maybe the following week after, I'll do it as soon as I can, but I'll try and work with you. Now, who is next here? It Follows. It Follows. The album is called Noir. Look at this album. Look at how sexy this album is. This is going to be really cool. Anyway, they're under the metal category. 8 songs, 41 minutes. Pretty healthy looking here. I like the titles of the songs. And if you think that It Follows needs a review, let me know in the comments section before or after I go off the air when I repost this. I don't mind that at all. We'll go through these systematically, okay? For me, myself, everybody, I do these reviews and I try to time them between, 7 and 8 minutes long and stuff like that. But the truth is that if you see the album cover, my job is done. That's what I'm trying to do. I'd love to be that guy who has, a million followers and can perhaps quit my factory job and stuff like that. But doing this as a passion and a hobby right now, it means a lot to me if I can get some of these bands exposed. Okay, so let's go ahead and check out Burn Down Eden, Dismal EP, 18 minutes long, death metal, black metal. Look at that album cover. Look at that. That's nice. Okay, Burn Down Eden, Dismal. It's an EP, 18 minutes here. If you're a fan, let me know in the comments. Same rule applies, okay? Be glad to place them over and above anything else as a request. Hey, I'm just the guy looking for cool new metal music, just like you, Same thing. This one here looks very interesting. The Monolith Death Cult. The demon who makes trophies of men. Let's see what we got here. Released this week. 8 songs, 48 minutes. Under the death metal, black metal category, the Monolith Death Cult, demon who makes trophies of men. If you're a fan, let me know. Okay, once again, I'll do you a favor. I'll review them for you. Who else do we have here? Okay. Okay, moving right ahead. Now, these two came out last week, Venues and Obsidian Sun. I'm following a list here that you guys can't see. So, move down here. Horndal or Horndal, something like that. Okay. Head Hammer Man. Never heard of them, but I will test them out, see if they are worthy, see if the recording is good. 10 songs, 43 minutes under the metal category. Horndal, Head Hammer Man. If you're a fan, drop me a line. I will review them for you. Let me know. And tell me why. Don't just say because they're great. Tell me because their riffs are spectacular or something like that, or the drumming is outstanding, or the bass guitar. You got to hear the bass guitar. Yeah. Let me know. I'm going to be very honest with you. I have a bad feeling about Witch Vomit, but I could be completely wrong too. I hope Witch Vomit makes me eat my words. We have 10 songs, 30 minutes here. We're going to be short and sweet. That means that these songs are going to be mean. Guaranteed. Funeral Sanctum under the death metal, black metal category. If you're a Witch Vomit fan, let me know. And let me know why. Next up, we have Locrian entering. Under the metal category here, we have 9 songs, 40 minutes. Title tracks look very interesting. Could be some really, really vicious stuff here. I think we're probably going to wind up going a little out longer than an hour here. And that's okay. We don't mind that. End Terrain, if you're a fan, let me know. We'll place them in the queue. Just for you, we'll place them in the queue. All right, what do we have here? Attic, Return of the Witchfinder. What do you think? Are you a fan? Any good? Let me know. 10 songs, 50 minutes. Interesting titles. Cool looking cover. Attic, Return of the Witchfinder under the metal category. If you're a fan, let me know. I will review them. I stopped doing them sight unseen back in the first couple of weeks because of lousy recordings. And I'm talking about just really lousy. Who do we have here? Okay, so this next band here just released this week, Austere. Under the death metal, black metal category, Austere, Beneath the Threshold Deluxe Edition. 7 songs, 47 minutes. That album artwork looks so cool. Doesn't look like they're messing around. Are you a fan? Let me know. I'll review them as a fan request. Not a problem. That's if I can, by the way. Like I said, these are, it's really more challenging than I thought to do 14 reviews. That's 2 a day, every single day. So, things come up, right? In a working man's life, kind of gets tough. So, what do we have here? Acid Mammoth. Check this out. Isn't that an album you want to listen to? Acid Mammoth, Supersonic, Mega Fuana Collision. Okay, all right. Just came out this week. 6 songs, 41 pretty healthy minutes. So look at this one. It's almost a 12-minute track here at the end. Tusco's Last Trip. I've never heard of Acid Mammoth before, but that's okay. Maybe by this time tomorrow I could be a big fan. We don't know. Next up, what else do we have here? Okay, the next 2 here, these are already out. These ones here, they've climbed their way up from last week and they've made their way to the next level apparently. So I wish that I could get data on the ones that climb higher than the others faster, if you know what I mean. That would be really good. And I think that Spotify has data that pertains to that. And I want to see that data. I'd like to be able to run a better show for sure than just guessing. This could be just a fluke too. I don't know. It's tough to say. Temperance. What do we have here? Let's check it out. This is should be interesting. An orchestral version. Okay, Temperance, Hermitage, Daruma's Eyes Part 2 orchestral version under the metal category. Obviously done with an orchestra. I find it very fascinating, the tie-in between classical music and metal music. Released this week, 14 songs. We have an hour and 3 minutes. That's huge. The last time I seen an album this long was the Judas Priest album. That was another amazing album. Youch. I did not think that they had another album in them. Another, another Screaming for Vengeance, tiered album in them. But whoa, and lo and behold, they did it. Just amazing. So if you know anything about Temperance, if you're a fan of theirs, if you like this kind of stuff, the orchestral version, let me know. This one here would be really, really challenging to try and do because my reviews, I only go through the first 5 songs and then I complete the entire, I have like a 3-page script that I go through and I read from. Admittedly, I don't do anything, remotely to your face. I'm not a celebrity level, gifted speaker or anything like that. I don't Doesn't really matter at this particular point anyway. Yeah, it's not like I can go through all of this. This is a lot and these are long songs too. So, yeah, if you're a fan of Temperance and you want to hear this particular album here, I imagine that it's got to be recorded amazingly. So it'd be an easy choice for me. Next up, what do we have here? Tales of Nosferatu. This one here, just better make double sure. Yeah, this one here, when I was doing my charts today, this one here, it's another fluke, right? Bloodbound. This one here actually doesn't get released until next week. Okay, so this is the pre-release, and it's only got the 2 tracks on there. It somehow slipped through and found its way into the new releases, even though it's not even released yet. So it's another thing that's small glitches here and there. And again, I don't think it's Apple's fault. I think it's the handlers, the distributors that that fluke on this stuff. Okay, so what else do we have here? Hour of Penance, Devotion. What do we have here? Interesting. Ooh, under the death metal, black metal category. 10 songs, 36 minutes. Interesting looking titles. And look at this album cover. Not bad. Not bad. If you're a fan of Hour of Penance, you know what to do. Drop me a line. Say, yeah, I'm a big fan. Can you review them? I will. Try and spread the word for you about your favorite band. This band right here. I'm going to be doing this one here tomorrow night. Monday night, I'm going to try and do some of the more popular stuff like Five Finger Death Punch here. Afterlife Deluxe. Five Finger Death Punch. What can you say? I like them. They seem to have an amazingly huge following. It seems like unfortunately the gatekeepers on social really like to poke at them. And that's too bad. Very talented band here. I'd like to go see them live. I've never seen them live. Look at this, 16 songs, an hour and a minute long. That's some bonus stuff. That's a lot of hard work. Five Finger Death Punch. Okay, here we go. If you're a fan and you want me to review this, well, you know what? I'm going to be very honest with you. This one here is going to be automatic. I'm going to do this one, I think, tomorrow night for sure. It's slated for a review. Now, what do we have here moving forward? We only have a few left here. Iron Monkey, Spleen and Goad. Under the metal category, if you are a fan of Iron Monkey, who I've heard of them actually vaguely. 9 songs, 53 hefty minutes here. Interesting looking titles. That is That is some artwork here I'm looking at. Yeah, if you're a fan of them, let me know. Tell me why I should review them rather. And I will. I don't have a problem with that. Now, who else do we have here moving forward? Here we have a single, and I don't do singles, and I'll tell you exactly why. You get a 2 or a 3 or a 4 minute song, and I got to do a 7 or an 8 minute review on it. Nobody, okay, I'm having troubles getting people to sit through 3 or 4 minutes of a whole album. Nobody's gonna, honestly, nobody's gonna join me for. They'll just listen to it. If you got 3 minutes, listen to it. Now, I have been getting requests to do singles through email. I think I mentioned that a little wee bit earlier. And what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to take the single and I'm going to have to put it beside some of your other work. Now, this band here is categorized as rock. Okay. Saltatio Mortis, Schwarzer Strand single. Okay. But rock doesn't necessarily mean rock. Their handlers could have just shoved it in the wrong category just because. So that one there I'm going to skip. Then we have see Boundaries here, way up close to the top. This is alternative. And March 29th, and it's been climbing. Even after all of the charts information is in, it's managed to climb its way, to the top 5 or 6 here. Now, up next, yeah, here's another one. See Metyll, While She Sleeps. This one here came out March 29th, but it must be a climber or a mistake. One of the two. Now, this one here, Korpiklani, and the song, the album rather, is called Rankarumpu. Good grief. Why me? Why me? And they're on Nuclear Blast. Okay, apparently Nuclear Blast. They're fussier than most. They're the biggest. So I'm wondering. I'm going to have to check this one out for sure. If you are a fan of Korpiklani and you want me to review this particular album, Rankarumpu, let me know. That'll be okay. Next up, what do we have here? Era Cure. Categorizes metal. Interesting album cover. 12 songs, 48 minutes. That's a lot of work. A lot of work for these guys. Best wishes, guys. All of you. Now, what else do we have here? Ingested. We have 2 left here. Ingested, The Tide of Death and Fractured Dreams. Okay, under the metal category, 10 songs, 45 minutes, just released right now. If you are a fan of Ingested, let me know if I should review them or not, because I've never heard of them. And then there's this band, Alpha Wolf, Half Living Things. And I've heard of them before. I've heard a few songs from them. They're pretty good. I like them. They're pretty good. This one here should be probably a no-brainer. 12 songs, 39 minutes. Cool looking, multicolored album cover. Released right up there at the first position, eh? Okay. Not bad. There we have it. 20 releases. I have my choice of stuff this week, but I also actually have a few from the week before and even the week before, which I didn't get to. There's just too many. I think I'm going to I'm considering, and I have been considering for the last couple of months, doing something in the line of some type of like a Friday show where, the last seven or eight, from the list who didn't make it, put them in some type of an honorable mention type video or something like that. Maybe that's something I can do. I'm also working too on just solely, instead of a review segment, I'm looking at in the very near future doing a recommended segment. That's where I'm going to start pulling stuff out of my library, which is growing really huge, by the way. And I think that, yeah, pulling out some of the stuff that's in my heavier weekly rotations and stuff like that, the stuff that I can't put down, that I've listened to maybe five times or more, I might gather that type of data together and make, small videos maybe once a week or something, and do some recommendations or something. Might not be a bad idea, one video a week, maybe my top 10 recommendations for the week or something like that. Might not be a bad deal. It's almost like following me around a little wee bit, if you can stand it. Yeah. So look at that. We're at an hour and 11 minutes here live with you guys. And I am going to repost this as soon as I am done. Yeah, if you have joined me at all, I haven't been watching because I know that nobody's been commenting. Okay, I've had no alerts or anything like that. But I'm going to repost this. And if anyone wants to watch it, that'd be completely fine too. You guys will get a lot of information for those of you who have not tuned in at this particular time. Just a recap, I went through 20 coming soons. I went through the 20 brand new releases this week. I talked about ghost albums. Okay, the poor unfortunates, okay, whose albums seem to be getting lost in the mix before, they even have a chance to flourish and stuff like that. And I'm also very, very grateful for anyone who is approaching me in regards to reviewing their albums. I've had, I think, 4 emails in the last couple of months so far. If you are a new and budding, or if you're a struggling act and stuff like that, you got some new material coming out. I'm doing reviews of new releases right now and stuff like that. I'm sorry, but I mean, I won't, go in and review albums from 2022 or anything like that. I haven't really got my head around reviewing older albums at this particular point. But yeah, I'd love to be able to help you out. I have no problems helping out all of our metal acts, because I appreciate and enjoy serving all of you. I've never learned how to play an instrument. I don't know how to sing or anything like that. I'm simply a fan. And what further proof could there be that I'm a fan than to have all of this YouTube stuff going on, right? So, I mean, I could simply ignore it and not do this, but I prefer to do this. I've been wanting to do this actually for about over 40 years now, believe it or not. And I just couldn't figure out a way to get it online. And now I got YouTube, which means that I can, the whole world can see what I'm doing, and that's okay. So, guys, you know what? It has been an hour and 15 minutes, and I want to thank each and every one of you, okay, who stopped in for a few seconds or a couple of minutes and stuff like that to join me. We're working on, some more interesting formats and everything like that. So, again, if you're a band or if you're a fan or whatever, thank you so much for subscribing. I appreciate it. That you have lightened up my life for sure. 60 subscribers, and I'm pretty happy about that. So I am going off the air now, and I want to thank you for dropping by. You take care, and we'll see you guys in the reviews. Cheers.